Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So really quick, I just want to start off by saying I am not encouraging teen pregnancy. This is just my personal story of my pregnancy. I was 15 when I got pregnant. I had met my boyfriend in high school. I just moved town, so I was a freshman in a new town. I didn't know anybody there. We were in Spanish class together and we didn't really talk at all. I just knew his friend like had a thing for me or something. I was fighting with somebody on Facebook, arguing or whatever, and I had the school internet, but the school blocks like Snapchat, Facebook, so you couldn't like open messages. You would get the notification, like I would get the notification, but I couldn't open any messages, or I couldn't see who commented what on what. So I asked his friend that he was sitting with next to if I could use his phone, and he was like, for what? I'm not gonna, why would you want my phone? So I asked him like, hey, can I please use your phone? Like, I just want to see what she said really quick. I'm just gonna search myself up on Facebook and see what she said. So I used his phone, search myself up, and the name like stays there. So he later, like 10 minutes later, not even that long, him and his friend added me on Facebook, and I had my Snapchat on my bio on my profile, so they added me on Snapchat thinking I wouldn't get the notification until I got home, but I got it, and like me and my friend were giggling like, hey, like they just added me, whatever. That was in August, September, around there. So a couple months went by. We didn't start talking till January. That was in 2016, so January 2017 is when we started talking. And I texted him out of nowhere, and I was like, hey, like, when's your birthday, blah blah blah, just like because I wanted to start a conversation or whatever. That's how I started it. So we started talking there. We didn't start dating till March of 2017. And yeah, I moved schools, and then he moved schools too, and we went to the same school together. And then March 3rd, he asked me out. He brought me flowers, and then yeah, I got pregnant in August of 2017. We were like 5 months together. I think it was like 5-6 months together. And I was always that type of person to tell, my mom and my sister that like, no, I like wasn't gonna lose it, like my V card, until I was 25 or I was 21. Like, I don't want to, I'm scared, this and that. So they always believed that I was gonna, it wouldn't happen so soon. So when my mom asked me, because me and my boyfriend were really comfortable with each other, because we were just really comfortable with each other, and she noticed that. So she asked me, and I told her like, yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, to be honest, yeah, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When she told my sister found out. My sister cried, and she didn't even want to talk to me because of the fact that I have lied. Like, I lied to them, like saying that I was scared and I didn't want to until I was 20 something, whatever. And then I think it was like a week, not even a week later, it was a couple days later, my mom told me, she's like, hey, like, Wednesday, which was September 20th, Wednesday, you have a doctor's appointment. I'm gonna put you on birth control. And then I was like, all right, like, whatever, like, it's whatever. And then a couple hours later, I was eating a salad, and the dressing that I like on my salad, she hates, like the smell, whatever. So I was eating it, so like grubbing, like putting it in her face, like, you know what, like, I know you don't like it, you know what I mean? Like, I was grubbing, whatever. And she just stood there and looked at me like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no, like, don't say that. And I was like, that's stupid, like, don't say that, I'm not pregnant. And then she's like, I can see it in your eyes, you're pregnant. I was like, no, like, that's dumb, like, I can't be pregnant, that can't happen, I'm too young, it can't happen, like, I can't be pregnant. And then she was like, well, whenever you have the appointment, you have to take a pregnancy test before, right? And then I was like, yeah, whatever, like, I promise, like, I'm not pregnant. And I had a scare before that, but it was just like, I was just like 2 days late. I was 2 days late, so I didn't think much of it. I was like, if it didn't happen this time, it's not gonna, if it didn't happen last time, it's not gonna happen this time. Like, I'm not pregnant. My mom told my boyfriend, she was like, hey, I need you to take Carla to her doctor's appointment on Wednesday. And he was like, okay, like, sounds good, whatever. And I told him, I think I'm pregnant. I think she knows. Like, you know, I was talking to him before that, telling him, like, I think I'm pregnant. Because I'm late, but I didn't want to tell my mom. I wasn't, you know. So September 20th came by and he took me to my appointment. My sister came with me. Took the pregnancy test. The lady came back and was like, what would you do if it came back negative? And I was just sitting there like, I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know what my reaction would be until it, you know, I know. And she was like, what would you do if it was positive? And I told her, like I said, like, I don't know what my reaction, I don't know what my reaction could be. And she's like, well, congratulations, you are pregnant. At that moment, I kind of felt happy and scared at the same time. I was happy, I smiled, and like, I wanted to cry. And then I looked at my boyfriend and he looked like he wanted to cry. And like, my sister was in the waiting room because they only let one person in. And I was thinking like, oh my God, like, am I gonna tell her? But I was looking at him like, oh my God, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. A lot of things went through my head at that moment when I saw him. I was like, he doesn't want it. He's gonna leave me. I don't believe in abortions, so I can't do it. My mom doesn't either, so she wouldn't let me. So she told me, so you're about 5 weeks and 4 days or something like that, 5 weeks and something days. And I was like, all right, like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. So she gave me a couple papers, like, of where to go, of like, you know, places that help me. So I came outside and my sister just looked at me and she was like, are you? And I was like, please don't tell my mom anything yet. And then she was like, she was crying and she took the paper from me and she was like, oh my God, like, I'm happy for you. Like, honestly, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm happy. And I was like, I was crying. I was like, please don't cry. Like, I don't want you to cry. And, but yeah, she was just telling me like, I'm so happy for you. And I was just thinking like, I really hope my mom reacts this way. Growing up, my mom always said, you know, if you get pregnant, I'm gonna kick you out of the house, this and that. So that's what I was afraid of. So we came home and my mom texted and she was like, so what happened? She was at work. She had 2 jobs, which was Walmart, and then like the job after, like at night, I did with her. Like, we cleaned, me, her, and my sister cleaned a building, I don't even know. And she was like, so is she? And I texted her from my sister's phone and I said, I'll talk to you when you get home. And she was like, she is, huh? And then like, I was like, you know what, I can't hide it from her. So I was like, yeah, I am. I was planning to tell her, you know what, they're gonna call me with the results tomorrow, but I know she wasn't stupid. I know she knew that they were gonna tell me then and there. So I told her, yeah, I am. She's like, I don't know if I should be happy or sad, but I'm happy. And then I was like crying. I was bawling my eyes out with my sister. We were sitting there for like about an hour till my mom got home. I was so scared to go to work with her. On our way to work, everything was quiet. Nobody was talking. She didn't even talk to me. She didn't even say hi when she got to the house. Nothing. She wasn't talking to me. And then like, I played a song, which was One and Only by Adele, on the radio, and I started crying because that song, like, I don't know, it's always made me cry. And I started crying and she's like, please don't cry. Like, I want you to know that I'm going to be here for you for whatever you need. And she's like, I'm not saying he will, but if he leaves you, I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna give you what you need, I promise. And I was like, I was crying, you know, whatever. The whole time we were working, I was really like excited, but I was kind of scared at the same time. Like, what I was thinking was like, oh my god, like babies are so cute, you know, like I would take care of my niece and nephew. So to me it was like easy. I didn't think of any of the hard parts. And that was just me telling my mom. I don't have a dad, so a couple days later I was like, you know what, like I have to tell my brother, the brother that lived with me. So my mom called him into the room, and then he was like, we have to tell you something. And then we just stood there looking at him like, you know, like, I don't know what to call it, but we just stood there looking at him, and he was like, you're pregnant. And then to my mom, and then she was like, not me. And he looked at me right away, because I was hiding behind my mom. He looked at me right away, and then he was like, what the hell, like, really, already, are you serious? And then he left the room and he was crying. I was like, I don't know what to do, like, what am I supposed to do? So my mom was like, go and hug him, like, go talk to him. So I tried, and I went to go and hug him, and he was like, don't touch me, like, leave me alone for right now. And I was so scared. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I just don't want everybody else to react this way. Like, I don't want them to be mad at me forever. After I told my brother, I think I told my sister, my older sister, not the one. So I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers. So I told my older sister, my oldest sister. So I told my oldest sister after. And I'm not sure. My mom told her, so I'm not sure what she was telling my mom, but she was pretty mad too. Like, she was like, she's too young, you know, like, you know, she should have an abortion. And she was just like, she's too young, she can't do this right now, she's too young. But my mom was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna be here for her for whatever, like, I'm not gonna let her go through this alone. And then after that, I told my other 2 brothers, and they both said the exact same thing. One of them was in prison at the time, and the other one lived the town where I moved from. Before I told my brother, actually, the one that lives in another town, I had a friend that kind of found out, because my mom kind of slipped it out of, like, it kind of slipped out of her mouth. And she was like, and he went to that town a couple days later, and I guess it went around. People were texting me, and they were like, are you pregnant? Like, I heard you were pregnant. I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. You guys are crazy. What like, where did you get this from? I'm not pregnant. I don't remember exactly how my boyfriend told his parents, because I wasn't there, but I think he told his dad first. His older sister had a baby at 15 as well, so his dad was like, you know, you have to step it up. Like, you have to get up every morning, go to work, you know, get up every morning, like, do better, you know. His mom cried. She was pretty upset. At first, before she knew I was pregnant, she would say that she didn't want me to end up pregnant. So her finding out that I was, she was upset at first, you know. We were looking into getting our own apartment already, but his parents told him they don't want to see him struggling, so we could move in with them. So this is where we live now. We live with his parents. At first, my mom was like, no, I'm not gonna let you go over there. You're crazy. If you guys want to be together, he can come over here, but I'm not letting you move into, like, their house. Like, it's no. And I was like, you know what, like, I told my boyfriend, like, you know, I'll convince her soon enough. I'll move in. So I was about 5 months pregnant when I moved in. It was Christmas. No, it was New Year's when I moved in. It was like a couple days after New Year's. I didn't go to school like a lot during the end of my pregnancy, and I didn't tell anybody till I was 4 months. I posted on Facebook at 4 months. That's when everybody like knew. And then I don't remember the exact date. I have it somewhere. But when I found out it was a boy, I've always wanted a boy. Then I found out it was a boy. I was like, oh my god, like I wanted a girl. But, you know, I was really happy that it was a boy because my boyfriend is the only boy in the house. I mean, like in his siblings, he only has sisters. So he was really excited that it was a boy as well. Yes, we are still together. We obviously, I said we live together. Our baby is going to be 5 months soon. And then my labor story. So I was due May 21st, and I went into the hospital I was in Denver like May 11th. I went to the hospital because I thought I was having contractions. My mucus plug like dropped, or however you want to say it. I lost my mucus plug, and I thought I was gonna give birth in Denver. Like my sister lives over there, my oldest sister lives over there, so I was like, you know what, at least I'll have someone to see, like someone to be here with me. She was really hoping I had him there, but I didn't. So I came back home, and then the 13th I had contractions all day. I was like they're just gonna send me back home. I'm not gonna be like any more centimeters dilated. I was 1 at Denver, and I'm gonna stay at 1 up. I bet you anything, it's gonna take a long time. That night I couldn't handle it anymore. My mom was over at my house and she was getting ready to go home, but I told her, you know what, let's go to the hospital. I can't take it anymore. So I went to the hospital, and they were like, you are 6 centimeters dilated. And I was like, wait, hold up, like I'm having the baby. I'm gonna have the baby right now. So they put me in the other room, and it was about 8-9 o'clock at night, and I was like, my birthday's on May 14th, so I was like, oh my god, hopefully he comes on my birthday, you know, it's just in a couple hours, come on. And it was pretty fast. They told me that I went from 8 centimeters dilated to 10 in 20 minutes. They say it usually takes about an hour to get like from 1 centimeter to the other. So my labor did go really fast, but I did end up getting the epidural as soon as I got to the hospital because I couldn't take it anymore. The contractions hurt so bad. So yeah, I had him on my birthday. We have the same birthday, and I obviously turned 16 when I had him. And yeah, I don't know, that's pretty much my story. It's not really interesting. I mean, I guess that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys liked it. Again, I am not encouraging teen pregnancy at all whatsoever. I am just telling my personal story on my pregnancy. But I hope you guys liked it. Stay tuned for more videos.